Today on The Researcher, I will be discussing studies that show ingredients labels may not actually be the best way of determining what is in your hair products. Thanks for joining us here at The Researcher, the show working to improve the health disparities for women of color, one topic at a time. And I am Alicia. I'm here learning and growing with you as we research our way to wellness. So let's jump into today's topic. There is a difference between hair products and hair care products. Hair products are those absolutely no loving, no caring for your hair products. So it's just literally there for maintenance and styling. So relaxers, spritz, hair glues, oil sheens, those are just products and ain't no caring term anywhere in there. Now, hair care products, now those the ones that love you and care for you. They get to the roots of the problem, pun intended. They get to all the issues. And although they are not perfect, the sole purpose is to do right by your baby, to make sure it's feeling good and fluffy and moisturized. So, of course, these are the moisturizers and the puddings and the conditioners and the protein treatments, except that keratin treatment that straightens your hair out and damages it for life, okay? Because I had a few of those and it's no coming back, although they say that you can. No, you can't. And let me be honest, I just made up this like hair product versus hair care product. I literally just made that up, but I'm sticking to it. Today, we will be discussing hair products. And I actually got a Google alert about this paper about a year ago. And I kept saying like, I'll find a way of getting this information out there. And I just really never did. So today is the day that I'm getting out this information. As science is getting better, we starting to learn a lot more about different things that are not too good for us. And today's discussion will be revolved around endocrine disruptors, which are important to you because they are in so many products that we use. The products we use on our skin, the products that we use in our home, in our hair. But before we get started with talking about why it's relevant to us, let's get to understanding what is an endocrine, what is a disruptor, like what is this and what's going on. It's still kind of unclear exactly the definition of endocrine disruptors just because there isn't a universal definition, but I found this. An endocrine disruptor is an exogenous substance or mixture that alters function of endocrine. We don't care. Okay. Essentially, what an endocrine disruptor is anything that ends up messing with your endocrine system. Okay. So we want to avoid anything that messes with our natural biology, period. Because why? When we got other options. But what is your endocrine system? Okay, this is the system that controls your hormones. Now, in your head, you like, why do I like, okay, my hormones a little wacky. Why does it shouldn't matter? Well, your hormones go well beyond just PMS before your period and your estrogen levels. Your hormones are essential for every activity that you do in life. I mean, from the reason why you have energy to walk to why your bones have enough calcium and they not just shattered and whatever going on in there. Why you have metabolism, why you got boogers in your nose because your nose been running and why. Side note real quick. I don't know where that came from, but side note, you are not a real friend if you let your friends walk out with boogers in their nose. Be that friend that hands your homie over a tissue and polite, like, girl, you know, you got a situation. Because nothing is worse than that betrayal of getting into the bathroom and being like, they wasn't going to tell me I had a boogie in my nose. Now, really? If I got a booger, please tell me, okay? I ain't the one. Don't have me out here. But anyways, the point is, your nose is running because your hormones are regulated, and it's telling your body that something is wrong, or it's trying to fight off something. Because a lot of the times your nose running means you're sick. That means everything's regulated and trying to fix itself in there. Okay, so the research is showing that there are these chemicals out there that are shifting your hormones. Now, why do we care that our hormones are being screwed up? Well, this can cause problems with trying to get pregnant, make it difficult to manage stress for your babies. So if you got little kids, it may make it so that they hit puberty a little earlier. Puberty hormones being shifted may lead to weight gain, weak bones, or lack of energy. So you know how like when people have issues with their thyroid, they either start like really gaining weight or really losing weight. Well, your thyroid is actually a part of your body that is in charge of maintaining your hormones, the hormones that are in charge of your metabolism. Now, remember, like we talked a little bit about these products in episode 5 about cleaning. So fresh and so clean that episode. Yeah, we talked about some endocrine disruptors and such as bleaching things. And we talked about it more from the perspective of the respiratory system, but also it's disrupting your hormones as well. This study particularly was done to test Black hair care products. There were some studies that showed that Black women's urine samples had a higher level of these disrupting chemicals in their system than white women's urine samples. There's a difference in the trends that the trends of cosmetics that Black women use versus trends that most other people use. Plus, Black women have a higher incidence of hormone-induced diseases such as diabetes, obesity, asthma, preterm birth. Slow it down. Diabetes, obesity, asthma, preterm birth. So they felt like it was worth testing these hair products to see maybe they have high levels of these endocrine disruptors in them. Black women also start their periods a lot sooner and have more occurrences of fibroids, infertility, and failure with IVF. Also, the cases of breast cancer and cancers that start in the uterus are constantly increasing in the community. So that is why this study was important as a foundation for maybe helping understand some of these issues that Black women are facing. So there's also some research out there that suggests that these disruptors can contribute to hormone-induced conditions, and higher exposure for Black women may be the reason for the health disparities. Are you with me still? So essentially, there are these disrupting chemicals that are known to be in cosmetics and are known to be hazardous, and that research suggests may cause some hormone-induced conditions. And now what this study wants to do is see if these disrupting chemicals are in Black women's hair products. So Black women spend more money on fragrances, deodorizers, and feminine hygiene than all other women in the U.S. And use of fragrance has been shown to increase the metabolites of the fragrances in subjects' urine. So let's just pause and marinate on that. What that means is that there is no doubt in anybody's mind that what you put on your body is absorbed, and you are using your precious energy to break down these toxins. We've been on this whole cancel him, cancel her. You know, we don't want toxic people in our life. Okay, you're getting rid of the toxins on the macro scale, on the big scale. Yeah, you're getting rid of the big toxins. But are you really thinking about those? Let's start thinking about these mini toxins these little chemicals, you know. Yes, you want a toxic free life. If you really are on your toxic free journey, listen up, okay? This one's for you, sis. Black women also use hormone changing hair products more than white women, and even use them on the kids. So specifically, what the paper was talking about was relaxers. We all know relaxers cause changes in our hormones. There are some moisturizers that do as well, but yes, the chemicals in relaxers are something major. So essentially, the study went ahead and they tested a bunch of black women's hair products. Well, I'm being dramatic. I'm being super dramatic. I think it was about 18. Like always, if you want to know exactly what products tested, you can go ahead and look in the show notes, and there'll be the paper, and you can reference there. But I know in the past, I've definitely used some of these products. They tested hot oil treatments, hair lotions, root stimulators, leave-in conditioners by a company that I used to want to work for, anti-frizz and polishers, shampoos, and then they also tested the shampoos and conditioners that came with the relaxer kits, because they also looked at relaxers. And what they found was that there is a poor relationship between what is on the product's label and what is actually inside of the products. A majority of the products had carcinogens in them, and many of the chemicals found are associated with reproductive disruptors. Now, you know that the U.S. government has a history of trying to sterilize black women, but I'm not going to say that this is how they trying to do it. Like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do, I question some of the logic behind things. Like, you find out a study like this and you just have to question. A lot of the products actually had chemicals in it that are banned by the European Union. Now, hey to my European listeners, there are products that are made in the U.S. that literally should not be in your country. This includes a lot of the chemicals that were found in the relaxer kits, even the relaxer kits that were marketed to children. The big takeaway that I want you to go away with is that they found 84% of the detected chemicals in these hair products were actually not on the list or on the label. Okay? That I just thought that 84%, like if you in a room with 10 people, if 8 people left, you just met your man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling you the numbers. 80% of the chemicals aren't listed. That's crazy. What the study did was find what was in these hair products, but what the study does not actually do is say exactly how these affect our health. There needs to be further studies to really properly understand exactly how endocrine disruptors are affecting our health, because there are still a lot of questions. We don't know the mechanism and really know what's going on in that arena. So it's a very popping field right now, but there are so many questions, and that's kind of what I want to leave you with. So I kind of want to end with a challenge for you. I want you to go through all of your hair products, all of your cosmetics, if you make time, if you're willing to make time for that. But go through everything you put on and into your body, because like the research shows, your body is taking the things from your skin, pulling it inside and breaking it down. And now whatever chemicals were on your skin are now in your body. So look at your toothpaste, all your cosmetic products, down to your makeup, and read the label. Now, we learned today that reading the label isn't always helpful, and unless you got a mass spectrometer at your crib, you can't really tell what's in this stuff, but at least attempt to be more careful about it. Only shop at brands that you really trust. Get rid of that Victoria's Secret lotion, that Bath and Body Works. Sorry, y'all got it. I know I got rid of it, and everybody was on Instagram because I showed it on my Instagram story. And everyone was like, girl, give it to me. I'm like, no, this is garbage. I'm not giving it to anybody. It's literally trash. You're not going to die. you're not going to get toxins from me. I personally do not buy any products with fragrance in them. Only if I want something to smell, I look for it to have essential oil. Don't buy nothing that say no natural oils or no essentially oilicious, nothing. It has to say so-and-so essential oil, because they try to like make it fancy and doctor up essential oil. I forgot the phrase that I read the other day. I said, oh my, they getting creative. I tend to look for organic essential oil, because that's how you really know. Because when you start talking about like natural oil, that's literally the hide off of the ops. You don't know what natural oil is. They just pulled out some corn oil from they auntie, just cooked some fried some chicken. I don't know. We don't know what natural oil is. Another thing to consider is to try to go natural. Try to grow out your perms. You can still wear your hair straight, but these chemicals, they're doing something. I'm gonna say it time and time again. Black women are obviously at a higher risk, and we need to be more conscious of what we're doing to our bodies. So the least we can do is try to get rid of the harsh chemicals that we have in our regime. Another thing would be to switch hair products to something that you know is more chemically friendly. I know one that I truly appreciate, which is Curl Mix. I'll leave the link in the show notes, but that is also a very, you know what's in your product brand. So I'll put that in the show notes. Start making stuff yourself. I know I started making butters myself, but then I found that because I have a skin problem, the supernatural stuff all the time is no good for me. So I do buy lotion. Another thing to think about is if you're going to a stylist, you need to keep it real with her. Like, what's that? We trying to get better over here. You know, wait a minute. You done built up the rapport with this person. We as a community need to do better. So if you start trying to explain something to your hairstylist, maybe they may hear you, they may not hear you, or it may be time for you to switch. And always consider this. This is your health. This is your decision. This is for you. This is for your kids so they can have a healthy mommy. This is for your future kids so that we as a community can maximize on our fertility, and even for the benefit of any infants that's growing inside of you. You got a little person growing in you. Yeah, it's definitely time for us to improve our product choices. It would do nobody any good if I sat here and I listed off all the chemicals that we need to avoid. So what I did was I composed a clean cosmetics checklist, which is derived from this literature that we talked about today, and it will be available on the Research Her. Of course, there will be a link to it in the show notes, so you just drop by the Research Her and you can get a list. And by no means is it a comprehensive list, but it's somewhere for us to start as a community. And once we, as we learn, we'll keep growing on it. I'll keep fixing it and eliminating and adding as necessary. It's also a mobile friendly list. You can go by, screenshot it, leave it in your library somewhere so that next time you in a beauty supply, just pull out your phone like, hold on, I can't use that. We looking for us a new product. It's 2019. We changing lives. We getting healthy. We doing right. We living our best lives. And if you like the list, let me know. Let me know it's helpful. Like always, if you have any questions or you have any follow-up comments, please hit me up. I'm on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at The Research Her. Don't forget to go and get your clean cosmetics checklist from theresearchher.com. And we will chat next week where we'll have our first guest of the show.